Well, hello everyone. Welcome in. My name is Isaac Rosenthal, joined as always by Iñaki Gonzalo, ready for this Lane United broadcast tonight. The Sounders U23s in town, the second PDL home game of the season for Lane United. Their most recent action was in Salem, a 2-2 draw against the Timbers U23s. In that game, they went up 1-0 and 2-1. Ended up with the 2-2 draw, but had chances to win it, and always a strong effort when you get a point on the road.
Yes, on one side, yes, it's good because you don't lose the game, and so to a certain extent you feel good about yourself when you come back home to Eugene. On the other side, I would say that as you mentioned, Lane was up 2 times during the game, and I'm gonna keep saying this: you have to win away games in order to be top 2. And so far, Lane United hasn't done it. So they missed one opportunity. They are going to have one more chance in a week against Sounders. But I definitely believe, and this is based on previous seasons, that you have to win away games, at least 2 games, assuming that you are going to win most of the games at home. So it's good again because the feeling is like, okay, you put together a decent game and you feel back, you come back and you are able to work more. But on the points standpoint, it's not that good, I would say.
Well, you do mention winning at home, in Lane United, they did that their first home game of the year in the PDL play. 3-1 win against TSS, plus a couple of thrashings in some friendlies. They've been scoring goals this season, and that starts with the man that we'll see up top today as well, with Jordan Jones. He's got 4, and that puts him in a very crowded tie for third in the PDL this early in the year.
Yeah, Jordan Jones has shown from the beginning that he's feeling it. He looks to the goal, and it's a huge goal for him, and he finds spots and different ways to produce goals. He's a pleasure to watch, again, because he's playing so much loose with so much confidence. Now, on the other side as well, sometimes his goals are just produced by himself, because the way he plays, because his ability to beat defenders with his pace. So again, for Lane United, since day one, is how to integrate Jordan Jones' strengths for the better of the team. As you mentioned, scoring is not an issue for Lane United. They have already scored 8 goals in 4 games, plus goals in the friendlies. Scoring is not an issue. I have no worries about that. There is Jordan, there is Nick Moon, Macchioni can score. Maybe Timmy Mueller is going to be with the team in a couple of weeks, 3 weeks. So that's not an issue. The place where Lane United has to be much more disciplined is defensively. And this is a very important game in that regard. But if you can score, you are going to be well positioned for every game, because you always have a chance to get back into the game or just to win it.
Yeah, and the defense is a good transition to heading towards tonight's games, because the Sounders U23 team, they're a team that defends very well, and that's part of the early success they've had so far.
Absolutely. They are the best team in that regard in this division. They have received only one goal, and they lose the game. So that said a lot about this team. Numbers in this case are manifestations of the way they play. They play very disciplined. For the viewers, I think that you are not going to see a lot their right fullback or left fullback going higher. The 4 of them play very disciplined. The 2 holding mids stay a lot as well. So they are very difficult to break down. You have to create something in order to beat them. They are not going to commit errors. They are like Spurs on that regard. And then they capitalize so good on free kicks and corner kicks. That's how they have beat other teams, just by exploiting their other teams' mistakes.
And the goal that they've conceded was against the Calgary team that's one of the best teams in the entire PDL.
And so not only that goal was a shot from 35-40 yards. So it's not like they were, conceding something in the box. It was just a piece of art, but it was definitely not so of a weak from their part.
So that said, we've had a chance to look at the Lane United lineup tonight, a chance to think about this game. What do you do to solve that defense and put 3 points on the board for Lane United?
Well, the way the game is going to be played probably is Lane United is going to have more possession because Sounders is going to be happy to concede the possession and they play in the counter attack. How to break them? It's not going to be easy, but once you play wide, you have to make the crosses. And I think the way Lane United is playing with two forwards, with two solid real forwards, you are always going to have them and at least 2-1 midfielder. So for the two holding midfielders, one of them has to go all the way into the box. And then again, when you are playing on the wings, you have to deliver the crosses. You have to see if their goalies are good or not on that side, okay? Because Sounders feels okay defending. Now you have to test the goalie with those crosses and then accumulating people in the box. But that's for breaking them down. Then the other part is when you lose the ball. You have to be aware, doing your job defensively in the transition, and that's going to be key because one thing is being tied, and an issue is when Sounders get ahead on the scoreboard. You don't want that.
So, are there any standout players you're going to have your eyes on tonight on either side of the East?
For Lane United, we are talking they scored a lot of goals. I think this is one of the best seasons for Lane United fans because Jordan Jones is playing amazing. Then we have Matt Coffey that is going to always bring good things on the table. We have Akeem Ward. Hopefully he had more opportunities to move forward as well. And now I'm gonna make you a question because I'm not sure. Is Hassani Dodson in the starting 11?
Hassani Dodson was listed in the starting lineup.
Okay, that's excellent news. He played excellent at Timbers in Salem, and he's another bright surprise for Lane United. So Jordan Jones, Hassani, Akeem Ward, and then we have Mitch Lagro. We have the captain back.
Yeah, always good to get the back line in order.
He's a key player, one of the best players, more solid players in the NCAA. He was one of the best players in PDL, best defenders. So hopefully that transfer on having a much more solid defensive effort by Lane United. And then on Sounders U23, I was sharing with you that I am a little disappointed that Sergio Rivas is not playing. He's their trequartista, their number 10, the player that really makes them play in attack. It's good for Lane, it's not good for the fans, but we still have Adam Jones, which is a tricky player as well. He's really good on set pieces. And then we also have to appreciate the way they defend. The two holding midfielders, they are experienced players, over 25, both of them, closer to 30 years old. So it's good the way they read the game, the way they work each other to not being fell apart. And so those things are also nice to see in a team, how the holding midfielders work together in order to give stability to that team.
Alrighty, well I think with that we are going to take a bit of a break here, get some other notes in order, and back with you maybe a little bit closer to kickoff.
Okay, thank you.
You just never know. Because he was really talking to himself yesterday towards the end.
Well, that's like you watch these guys. If they get into a zone, no matter who it is, whether it's speed or whoever, if they get into a zone, there's no stopping them. They make shots that you look at and go, you know.
Where did Nicholson start?
He was minus 4 or 5, either minus.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Lane United and the PDO request that you refrain from any objects over the field. If a game ball enters your seating area, please return it to your small retriever or the field of play. Let's go get the sucker. Any spectator entering the field or interrupting play in any manner shall be ejected and subject to arrest. Lane United and PDO, thank you for your cooperation.
Arrest? I just got here. Just try it. I just got here and you're already arresting me? Come on.
Hey, I thought I'd better say I'm down today during the season. And the cart only got to 15 holes. So I talked to John. You can't tell the Facebook coach. Did me a favor. The second time it happened, said, check it out. Something enjoy, and I will chat with you later. If you hear anything, let me know later. Anything you don't know on that. All right, my friend. Stay well. Take care. Yeah, he said he can't figure it out either. No, when he does, when they come down,
It's a European fit is the thing. But
Attention, ladies and fans. Show your support for Civic Park, the future home of the Reds, and purchase a ticket for the unique Civic to Life.
I'm going to sit here until I find out.
Stop by their booth at Civic Park for more information.
And then they proud, but not all.
get your brewski, Stacy.
I'm waiting until tomorrow because we have the Euro party. I need to save. How's it going? Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Good evening, fans. Welcome to tonight's PDL Northwest Division matchup between the Seattle Sounders U23 and your Lane United FC. Please stand by for the starting lineup.
Yeah, because he went when he scanned mine, he said, oh, there may be a problem.
Tonight's lineups are brought to you by AUG Real Estate, Lane United's official real estate partner. First, for the visiting Sounders U23.
Norman, what's up, my man?
Number 31, goalkeeper Paul Christensen. Number 5, defender Sam Jones.
We're going to go to Tempest next week?
Number 4, defender Matthew
This is the only game I've actually missed so far tonight. It's only
Number
because
2, defender Arian Blackstock. Number 3, defender Macaulay King. Number 6,
yeah, I mean, it's just
midfielder Summer
if
Jensen.
it was like late
Number
in the
16,
season.
midfielder Connor Antley. Number 21,
It's a lot of fun.
midfielder John Sanbakar. Number 33, midfielder Derek Johnson. Number 20, forward Adam Jones. Number 27, forward Miguel Berry. The Sounders are coached by Darren Sawatsi. He is assisted by Mike Jennings and Jason Pronovost. And now the starting lineup for your Lane United FC. Number 13, goalkeeper Chivo Morales. Number 5, defender, Hakeem Ward. Number 4, defender, Mitch Monroe. Number 3, defender, John Stouthers. Number 12, defender, Casey Chupertal. Number 19, midfielder, Brandon Zambrano. Number 14, midfielder, Matt Coffey. Number 8, midfielder, Matthias Bender. Number 31, forward, Masadi Dobson. Number 24, forward, Dude. And number 9, forward, Jordan Jones. Lane United is coached by John Gallup. He's assisted by Connor Kamalaki and Armando Ludo.
Hi, how are you?
Did you get coffee?
Yeah.
Nice.
Hi.
Hey, I'm like, wait, I think I know you. What's the name?
Today's match is Mike Odell. He is assisted by Billy Baldwin and Ryan Chung. The fourth official is Chad Stewart. Now, please stand and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem.
And here we are back after the anthems. We've got the necessary 11 for each team on the field, and the Reds in red for the first time in 2017. The Sounders in white with the blue shorts. And let's go ahead and go over that Lane United lineup. Mireas in goal, Ward, LaGrosse, Stadler, Chupfertal, the back line in the midfield, Matt Coffey, Matthias Binder, Brendan Zambrano, and then Hassani Dotson, Nick Moon, and Jordan Jones, and some variation or another up front. Looks like it's a good-looking 11 for John Gallus.
Yes, I think on that formation, Hassani Dotson is going to be part of the midfield. Although he was listed as a forward, but I think he's going to be part of the midfield. So it will be a midfield of 4, and probably Dotson will play on the left flank. We'll see immediately right after the start of the game, and then we'll see Sounders. They usually play, as we were mentioning before, line of 4 with 2 holding mids, very experienced, a line of 3 in front of them, and then 1 sole forward up top, which should be number 27, Berry. We'll see how the formations are something on the page, and then how they actually function on the field immediately. And I want to say something. I don't know if I think we kind of touch on the most important things, but I want to say that again, this is a must-win for Lane United. This is a must-win for Lane United. This is going to be the 5th game of the season, which means that it's already a third part of the season. It's going to be over. So games don't get back, and you have to take 3 points in this game. Otherwise, the range of error is very limited if you want to be in the top 2 spots that allow you to be part of the playoffs.
Yeah, and that would be the first playoff appearance for Lane United, and I don't think there's any doubts about it. That is the goal this season. Lane United, they've been around. They're not the new kid on the block anymore, and they want to start pressing for some silverware.
They have a great roster. This is a roster to enjoy, and hopefully the results will come as well. But definitely, this is a good roster assembled by head coach John Gallas this year.
So the Sounders, to get us started, and rule irregularity or rule change in the last year or so, the kickoff no longer has to technically travel forward first. We see that every once in a while. Usually it's still just the tap-off that it's always been, but looks like the Sounders will just knock it back to get us started here.
You know that men's and women's are, how do you say, are based on what they are accustomed to, or I don't know how to say now in English to say, but somos animales de costumbres.
Is that creatures of habit?
Yes,
kind of.
Exactly.
There we go. At the back, Lane United with it again. We said Stadler and Legros. Legros, the number 4, making his first start of the season. Back now for Stadler. Up the pitch toward the midfield. And Matthias Binder will play it back for Akeem Ward. Ward's somebody we've talked about. The more times generally that we say his name, it tends to translate into good things for Lane United if he can really get himself involved.
Look at the pressure by Sounders, yep.
Cleared away though. Dangerous early moment though. And now the Sounders will get a chance to set up their first possession. Chested down by Legros, but the Sounders keep possession. They try to play it wide to set something up. It goes too far, and Akeem Ward will take the throw in for the Reds. Finds Coffey, who again is immediately pressured. He's had life has been made difficult for him through a minute and a half here. 2 touches, both had a lot of pressure. Well, it took a strange bounce there, and Mickey Moon not able to collect it, but on another deflection, it falls back for Coffey, and now Brandon Zambrano will try to buy some time. Plays it forward for Moon, who immediately is pressured and taken away. Sounders now from the back and across the field. Ward gets a foot to it. Zambrano takes it away. Now back for Akeem. Moment of a good spell for Lane United there, but the pass too far, falling back for the Sounders. Long ball over the top for the lone Seattle attacker. Didn't have a lot of options, and Lane United able to poke that away. And there is Dotson, seeming to play, like you said, a little bit more of a midfield role than a forward.
Yes, and let's see.
And headed down now for Moon. Couldn't get past the wall though.
So 2 factors. One factor that we usually have to mention is the wind again, and we see how it's difficult to domesticate the ball, and the wind is not helping to any of those teams. Then, as usual in the first minute of the game, both teams with a lot of energy, a lot of ideas from your coaches still on your head. You are kind of very disciplined and follow the guidelines by your coaches. And one thing that we can see from the get is the kind of pressure that Sounders is putting on Lane that is making it just very difficult. Then not only the pressure, but I think that we can see from our point of view how the Lane, the back line is quite high, so Sounders is very compact, not allowing any space for Lane United. That's why Lane United hasn't been able to keep possession. So, it's just 3 minutes, but you can see the ideas brought by their coaches, and start to feel how, from that standpoint, they are going to develop. No, how much Lane is going to be able to stretch out Saunders, how much time Saunders is going to be able to be disciplined, etc. Those kind of things.
And on the long throw, a touch and better ground for Matt Coffey than he's had so far, but just not able to get that final ball through. And the Sounders, a big part of the reason why they've been as good as advertised defensively so far.
Yeah, we can see the line, the back line is pretty much is just 5 yards down from the half line. But we'll see for how long.
Poked away there, it'll be a throw in front of the official bench there.
And then one difference, yes, it's the same schema, it's the same formation, but there is already quite a big difference between Lane United home. Okay, this is a nice ball.
And played through now toward the middle, but outnumbered there was Jordan Jones, not able to make a play.
Yes, because it was Nick Moon playing the cross and the midfielders were not accompanying. So the difference between Lane United playing home and playing away is that at home, Akeem Ward and Casey, and you can see right there Akeem Ward, they are already higher on the pitch. And what does it mean? It means that the Dodson and Zambrano are a little bit more internal. So it's like 4-1 with the holding only Matt Coffey, and then the three in the middle are Binder, Zambrano, and Dodson, allowing a space offensively for Akeem Ward and Casey. It's a much more offensive approach with the same formation and theoretically the same schema. We'll see how it works.
Sounders will go all the way back to Christensen, their goalkeeper. 6th minute here. No real chances yet for either team, still very much feeling each other out. Trying to see what will work as Legros gets in front of that one. Binder's ball not good enough there, out into touch. Another very active player, Matthias Binder. And his ball there for Casey Chubb-Fertal, just like you said, pressing higher up the pitch.
And goal.
Macross. Wow! Golazo!
We call it. We call it.
Beautiful goal there.
We call it. So, soccer is like boxing. You do something and the other cannot react. So you propose, and if the other can contain, it's okay. If they cannot react, and that was a perfect execution. That's right from the mind of the coaches. That's right from your preparation the whole week. You open that space on the left flank, then you put a beautiful cross, and it was Jordan Jones?
Moon.
It was Moon. Either way, both forwards are just feeling it. They are just feeling it. And so it's minute 7. This is a perfect setting, but Lane United so far in the season has not reacted well to be up front on the score. So we'll see what happens. And this is a funny point because for Sounders, this is what they don't want, and just being behind. They don't want to be the ones dictating the run of the play. So we'll see. I want to see how both teams react to a kind of situation that they are not really happy with, or they are a little bit unfamiliar in a sense. But we said that this season Lane United has quality players, and hopefully the viewers and the people comes here to Willamette Center because there is so much quality play in front of us.
Yeah, if that goal doesn't convince you to come out and watch a Lane United game, I don't know what's going to do it for you.
Well, you are just missing something good. You are just missing it. Hopefully you are doing something good as well on your time.
Well, Sounders now having to maybe change their whole approach.
I don't think they will, but we'll see. We'll see.
And they get a chance to respond almost immediately.
Indeed.
Akeem Ward, good to dive in front of that one. Plays it towards Matthias Binder, who wins it for himself and then plays it out wide. But you mentioned that Lane United this year do not have the best track record playing with the lead. It's always good to get more experience playing with the lead. and that's what they have now. It's the only way it's going to get better.
Yeah, the thing is that games are 95 minutes, so it's irrelevant if you are up front now. You have pretty much nothing. It's just it's just part of the process. But I know it sounds simple, but you have to play 95 minutes. And okay, you score one goal, but you cannot forget what is your plan. Oof.
Big collision there as Matt Coffey goes down, and I don't know if the crowd mic picked that up, but I could certainly hear that collision.
I'm not completely sure the Sounders player what he did it, but Matt is really he's upset, and Matt Coffey usually is never upset. So something.
Don't know if he maybe stuck
something not fair play
stuck
has
something
happened.
out, or certainly we don't want to speculate having not seen it, but
yep.
You at home do have the luxury of watching it again. LeGros with a good header out of play there. Reds defense gets a chance to set up a little bit better. 11th minute here, Reds already with a 1-0 lead. Beauty of a goal on a diving header. And Brendan Zambrano with it now as the Reds look to move up the pitch. Binder towards Jordan Jones, but out of play in front of the Sounder bench. Sounders again pushing forward. Shot through, and Mireas with the save, and you talked about this a lot in the last broadcast. It's not just that he makes the saves, he holds on to that ball too.
Yeah, now number 16, Connor Enley, he's playing holding mid with Trevor Jensen, but in that play he moved forward, and the Reds were kind of unsure about who was the one picking him. He did the right thing and Lane didn't react, and so those are the kind of plays that just change the game. And if one of those holding mids that usually don't go forward goes forward, some of the middies of Lane United, named Binder or Hassani, doesn't have to do the job because it was too much time and space for Hanley to create the shot. And then it was, yes, as you mentioned, a good shot by Miralles, but that shows you, and here he goes again.
And again, he's just going to be allowed to move up the pitch there.
Yeah, something to repair, to be repaired.
Another long shot, and that one started to dip there. A little bit closer than maybe it looked. But Mireas, good positioning.
But again, second time, the holding mid moves forward and no one in the midfield of Lane take care of him. For the ones that usually follow Lane United, they probably know, but the wind is going in favor of Sounders, which is important.
Big open space, the Les Schwab Sports Park, and the effect of that is the wind just sweeps across the field. A long ball from Dotson, and not sure if that was directed for Moon or for Jones, but
it was for Jones,
too
but
far.
There was a clear miscommunication between Jones and Zambrano. But I like to see Zambrano being the one making those passes. He has to assert himself as a playmaker as well for this team, especially when you're playing with two forwards.
Chubb for Tall wins that one down, and we'll just get it to the back line. Stadler to LeGros, and then a long pass, and first time shot there was didn't look like it off his foot, but proved pretty dangerous.
And one thing I don't want to read too much into or going too much further, but I think that Nick Moon is moving a little bit more to the flanks. So Jones maybe is a little bit more central at times, but Jones is occupying those flanks. And I think that's a crucial movement. Having one of the forwards just occupying the flanks I think it's going to make a difference, and that's what happened in that play. Long pass by Mitch in between the center back and the full back, and he was perfectly occupied by Nick Moon. So far, the two forwards by Lane have been, excellent. I am not able to see all the PDL games, of course, but I don't think there are many couples like the rec couple up front. It's just amazing how productive they are. It's just fun to watch.
Long throw for the Sounders, chested down, and they get it out to the flank. Now they'll go back centrally. And now all the way to the back line before they go wide again. Trying to get through, and getting a foot on that one was Coffee, but ends up bouncing and nearly creating another Sounder chance before the Reds able to get back on it. Tough going for Zambrano, draws the whistle low, and now a little easier, a little more time.
Good job by Brandon helping there, Akim and Matt.
All the way back to the keeper, Mireas. And Stadler's ball now for Jones, knocked down to Chubb for Tall. Now Binder going all the way to the wing. And Chubb for Tall will take the throw in. All the way to the back. Methodical Man United trying to be. For Ward, and that was over his head.
So those balls by Jonathan and Mitch are going to be good balls up to a certain point. So far it's good because what they are doing is breaking the first line of pressure by Saunders by delivering to the two forwards. But you cannot fall in love with that ball all the time. And hopefully when Saunders get a little bit more tired and there is more space, you go back to what is best for you, which is playing with combinations and not just with those long balls. But so far I think it's good. I think it's been good. Good pressure. That's the thing that they were trying to avoid, though.
And here's the counter attack for the Sounders. Got by LeGros. Great tackle, Dotson. And Ward just had that glued to his foot. Was able to get it back to Mireas, who will just get it out of there. Another attack coming from the Sounders. Good job pressuring defense there. Coffee did a lot of running to cut down that lane.
Now play for the game, for sure.
So the 10 yards marked off. There's the ball into the box, and
yeah, the wing get it too strong. It was a nice delivery, but it was just a little bit too strong for Enley.
Good job to catch up to it, but couldn't direct that one on goal. And
yeah, now with this win, some of those midfielders, or once you get close to the box, you just have to shoot it. The shoot is gonna get so much power in it, thanks to the win as well.
Out of play by the Sounders. Reds get it back, and Binder, good quick touch back to Stadler in the back line. Stadler to LeGros for Ward, and now back to Mitch LeGros. Another returning player for Lane United, along with Stadler, the center back pairing. For Nick Moon again.
Oof.
Moon had a chance to work a shot. He did. It was deflected out. Now Akeem Ward's cross. Can Shub for Tall get to that ball? No. And the Sounders will boot it down the field. It's only going to go to a red shirt, though. And Binder controls it. Binder will get himself turned around and will fall back for Matt Coffey. Another opportunity for the Reds. for Moon. Headed across for Jones, and not quite the last ball, but very promising attack from Lane United. Zambrano back for Binder towards Ward again. Intercepted, but Lane are going to keep the ball here. Back with Matthias Binder. And Matthias again. Good ball towards Ward. Couldn't quite get it, but Zambrano gets in the way of that clearance.
He's good by the Reds. And I think Matthias today is feeling much better than in previous games and in the second half against Timbers. And everything is it's starting to click and looking good again for Red.
Yeah, they've had a couple of spells this season. A lot of moments in that Timbers away game where they look good. They looked like they were doing what they wanted to do, moving the ball the way they wanted to move it. And that challenge in this sport is always that last pass, that last shot. Now it's Coffey to the back line again. Long ball for Chubb for Tall on the wing. He'll head that forward, but taken away by the Sounders. And the Sounders will run that one into touch. Good job from Dotson there to pressure. And that wasn't as good.
Same argument. Sounders is still their defensive plan is still just being compact and just closing down the middle. So the spaces are in the flanks. So the ball by Jonathan Stadler before to Casey, that's a great ball. And so far that's the game plan by Sounders, and Reds, I think they know where they can be dangerous in this game. Again, you have to vary a little bit, but if they are giving you the flanks, it's good for the race. Actually, I think it's going to work good for them. And I think that Binder, Hassani maybe hasn't asserted himself too much in the game today yet, but I think Binder, Zambrano, and Matt have already asserted himself in the game and are starting to feel good. Jonathan and Mitch, they know from last year, and they just trust each other, and so I think that defensively and also the middies are working well for the Reds, and it's like they're feeling secure. That's a great pass, but that's the zone that they accumulate, that they put a lot of people in.
Advantage played.
So that's a great example. Sorry, Isaac. That's a great example of what is going on right now in the game. Let's see how this play develops, and then we can continue. So again, Sounders is just compact in the middle, but you don't want to go with the long balls because the long balls are more difficult to execute properly. So Mitch knows that, and he knows that he has to play with Matt or with other midfielder in order to break the press line by Sounders. But then you do that, and it's difficult to maneuver because you are surrounded by players. So we'll see how this develops. Then the other thing is that no soccer team wants to be defending the whole time. So we'll see.
Jones there for Binder. Binder, long shot, and
yeah, he didn't clean it. He didn't take it clean. So Sounders is gonna have to produce some. He's gonna have to keep the ball a little bit more because otherwise, I don't think they are gonna have any chance. But that's kind of what is going on right now on the field for both teams.
Still ages left in this game, just the 24th minute. But it's been a good 24 minutes for the boys in red. Brandon Zambrano knocks that down for Ward. Now back to Zambrano.
He's good. The movement is good. They didn't recognize Akin had the space, but still, you are just, asking the other team to move the lines. This is good. This is good flow, much more movement. It's nice. It's nice to see. Let's see how much Lane can continue to play this way, but this is good soccer.
Ward played it up for Coffey, then got it right back. Now Moon with a little bit of pressure, and Reds wanted that call, but not going to get it. Throw in will go the Sounders' way. But right back for LeGros to Coffee, and another ball for Chubb for Tall. Casey pulls it back, finding Matthias Binder.
Excellent.
Good combination again. Dotson, the long ball across for Zambrano, chests it down. And then makes life difficult for the Sounders, but that's going to go into touch goal kick coming up.
The good and the bad is that, yes, usually teams don't feel good about themselves when they defend a lot, but for Sounders this is not unusual. They play counter-attack, they punish you on the set pieces, so they won't panic as other team will do in these situations when they can just keep possession at all.
Dotson's ball toward Jones and go off a Sounder chest, but Jordan's going to jump on top of it into the corner. Now Jones plays it across, knocked down Moon, and was able to turn and take a shot there, but got underneath it a little bit and well out of play.
Jordan Jones and Nick Moon couple is just paying dividends. It's just doing it all. And I think, they are just establishing the relationship. I think you can see it, the way they move, the way they look to each other. It's getting better.
Went into touch for the Sounders again, but well in their own half. We've spent a lot of time in that half so far. Just like you said, they're comfortable there. Comfortable defending.
And they are missing their number 10.
Bad giveaway there, and Moon will now bring it back for Dotson. Dotson takes a shot, hit a shin. Back for Casey Chubb for Tall. Now Dotson again, can he keep it alive for himself? Did, but then didn't have the second touch. Chubb for Tall goes flying, but picks himself right back up.
They are missing Sergio Rivas, player from Seattle University, if I am not wrong, and he is a very, very, very talented, skillful player. I was very disappointed for not having the opportunity of watching him play live, and he's the one able to produce the first pass in the combinations. We'll see. And they are missing him. He's the one just making the passes for Derek Johnson, for Sandbachok, for the forward. So moving forward, Seattle is gonna have to find someone to make somehow the role that usually Rivas do for them.
Reds play it quick there. Zambrano, couple of good dribbles, and eventually Sounders able to get a clearance on it, but no more than a clearance, and the Reds back in possession again.
Another nice sign of how the game is going is that the ref has called maybe 2 fouls the whole game, so that's allowing the flow. That's allowing the flow to continue, and it's only gonna benefit Lane United. This is the game that benefits them, but it's because Lane is playing the right way, is playing properly, and to their advantage. So and again, we can see now probably on the camera how Akeem Ward and Casey were very high. And that's allowing Matthias, Hassani Dodson to play more centrally. I think this is really working very well for the Reds.
Dotson now for Binder. Binder draws a man close to him. That frees up space to get it back to Dotson. And then centrally
and now
go the
it's Akeem Ward. Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful, Matt.
Good
wow.
ball for Ward. To the middle. Zambrano's shot took a deflection, and
let's leave the moment. This is the best I have seen playing the Reds this season, and one of the best performances I have seen Lane United playing so far the first 30 minutes. It's beautiful to see, to watch. No matter the level, this is just good soccer. I'm sure the guys are enjoying these first 30 minutes. When you play like that, everyone feeds from each other, and it's just soccer gets so fun. Instead, Sounders, difficult for them to connect 3 passes, right?
Stopped by our food and coffee trucks on the pavilion. Tonight's featured food truck are the Mars.
Long throw from Chubb Fertal. Nick Moon wins that and almost kept it alive. Passing to the 31st minute now.
Yeah, look the difference. The 2 fullbacks of Sounders, they are right here. They are not part of the attacking schema of the team, and that's not their play. That's not the game. So, but then you don't have much numbers up front, and it just takes more time for them to produce something. So that's one of the biggest difference.
Could, of course, all change in an instant.
Not with those passes.
Oh,
though.
well, he's able to catch up to it, but better than it could have been for the Sounders there. Long run. And now the Sounders getting something created here. Edge of the box, Akeem Ward working defensively and doing a stellar job of it once again.
But it's far from clean. Sam Bekok, number 21, he takes too many touches. He gets into pressure, and then he's eating his own space. And then number 33, Derek Johnson, he's a good player, and we haven't seen him basically. And it's because he's not fit enough from their midfielders. So far the attacking moves by Sounders has been very, very sporadically, and that's not going to be enough for them.
Ward has that one roll right to his feet. Now he's pressured a little bit, but does a good job to keep the ball. Moves it forward, and the Reds again in possession and the chance to build.
Akeem Ward is able to dance with the ball, and he's a right fullback. He's quality. He's so much quality. And now he has his friend Mitch Lagro playing right to him, close to him. Well, now the commentators curse, he loses the ball, of course. But that's gonna give him more confidence moving forward. Nice job by Zambrano, being generous with Akeem.
You've got a crowd like this year. I hope you're able to pick up some of that wind, because it's something that has been mentioned, I think, on every Lane United broadcast ever. And it's swirling around right now. Definitely have impacts on the game and on long throws like that one. Chance maybe for the Sounders. Can they control it? Now back across the middle into some space, but a rough touch.
Oh, Lane has to press. Don't allow very easily to get into your space because Sounder has trouble to produce. So I guess I think they have. Oh, you see, I don't like this.
Here's an attack. Good, quick touch.
It was too easy. Too easy. You have to get away from the box. Miralles has to call the defense out, and everyone has to move forward. Let's go.
Moon and Jones combining. Now it's Jordan Jones on the ball. Matthias Binder. Binder, another very good close control player. Crossed that one in, headed away by the Sounders. And a chance for Seattle to break out.
Nice.
Once again, Akeem Ward, though.
That's the pass that Sergio Rivas will do, and they are missing that.
So what else can Seattle create? That ball's not really been there.
Well, you got the response right there.
Was a little bit too quick, even for the Sounders midfielder there, but that's a repeatable pass. That was a good run.
Now, minute 34. We know, just one instant, and Sounders could get back into the game. I think Lane United should try to to keep possessions, keep longer possessions, don't take many risks, but trying to produce a couple of chances and trying to get the second one and put this game away. Because Sounders is not, wow, let's
What
go.
a move from Nick Moon into the box. Played across. Can Jones catch up to it? He does, but quick shot from Jones and
Okay, let me tell this. Superiority. Nick Moon and Jordan Jones are terrifying defenders. They are doing it today. They did it on, in Salem as well. 1-0 is not enough for the way the game is played up to this moment. I think that's the only thing I will say against Lane United. Be a little bit more aggressive because they are very close to get the second one. If they have the pedal in the feet in the pedal more, they just keep the pressure on, get the second one.
foul goes against Matthias Binder there, and he got his money's worth on that one. But good job just to stop that transition attack. It's when Seattle has looked most dangerous, is on the transition and on the counter.
And they are going to put this ball close to the box.
Played in toward the box and knocked down.
And now cross and going to the box again, no? Okay. Well,
Comes wide. Can Dotson win that? He can, but just back to Seattle's number 6, the holding mid. And Zambrano's long ball there will have to be played by Christensen a little bit out of his box to use his feet.
that's a handball.
That certainly looked like a handball from where we were standing, but say it with me, we didn't have the same angle the referee did.
It's about to become a record, the number of limited interventions by a referee. I have never seen a referee just saying so little. It's good for the flow of the game, but to my eyes, that was a clear handball.
Coffee for Stadler, and Stadler back to LeGros. It's been a strong partnership at the center back position, as we expected to see. LeGros for Jones, and now touched by Binder.
That's when Matthias has to look to the flank instead of just looking straight to the forward or to the middle. Okay, now you have the two wingers open. Just cook the play a little bit and wait until you get the space and the ball into the fullbacks. Like right
Coffee's
there.
ball for Ward. Takes a big bounce off of Akeem, but he's going to win possession back. So talented, the ball at his feet and around his feet is Akeem Ward.
This is an opportunity for Sounders.
And transition once again.
Great defensive work by Nick Moon. Those are the little things that make you win games, and further on make you win bigger things when your forward goes all the way. Right?
Yeah, no, he tracked all the way back, and that's what you need to do sometimes. Chubb for Tall nearly lost it there. Just will go back harmlessly for Stadler. As the wind picks up again. Akeem Ward in the 39th minute earns a throw in. It's also got to be I don't think Matthias Binder has been fouled in this half. And that's
difficult with a couple of fouls the whole game.
Got to be a record for Matthias Binder, as longest he's gone without being fouled. Always in the middle of it, always moving around, and very quick player, and that tends to draw some fouls.
Now that we are mentioning this, I think Sounders coach is gonna also mention that. Hey, we have been defending 25 minutes. How many fouls have we committed? Actually, be more aggressive. Try to recover the ball. You are not showing me enough that we are pressuring them, that we are, making our pressure, our presence feel. And yeah, I think Sounders Yeah, I'm sure Darren is not happy with this performance in this first half.
Nearly a poke away from Jordan Jones there, but the Sounders able to keep it. They keep trying on that far side flank there with Akeem Ward, the fullback on that side. Zambrano tracking back defending as well. And now the ball into the box. Could be dangerous, headed across the box. Another header going for the bicycle kick and poked away, but that was the most dangerous moments I think we've seen from Seattle.
Oh yeah, there is a moment in which Lane looks a little bit disorganized and allows Sounders to put a couple of crosses, which is what they are looking for, too easily. Hopefully they don't get punished because of that right here.
Nereus will leap to the sky and pull that one down. Good command of his own box.
Security again by Miralles. He told me that he's growing now, and he's about getting to 6'1", by the way. So if we mention him, he's still in growing process.
A lucky man.
Well,
vertically challenged myself.
There is the average people and then the extraordinary people. So
there's Moon again, active at the top of the box and a little too active, lost the ball. Shepfertal looked like had that one hit him in the face, but Lane United with the cross in, back for Zambrano. Zambrano with it. Full turn. And now shot. Oh! Woo! 2 wonder strikes in this first half.
Golazo.
Wasn't good enough what
Golazo. Okay, that's exactly what this game was in need for Lane United. Finishing strong the second half. Many things to say about this play. Let's try to be productive with our time. Nick Moon at the beginning of the play, he was trying to do too much. Trying to dribble in the middle. Then he plays simple with Casey. They produce a cross from there. Zambrano was kind of making or committing the same mistake, trying to make too much with the ball. Finally, he get the cross, and the finish by who? The left fullback in the box. And why? How? With the right foot. That's the sign of a great player. That was a beautiful goal again, and so far it's just been a great first half, one of the best I have ever seen Lane United in one of the most important games. So this is why I keep saying this year Lane United should ask themselves a lot, like being first or second in this league, because they have the talent, and today they are showing to everyone that they have the talent. They are dominating completely, Sounders. They are completely dominating this game.
They've been in charge of the ball. The 2 finishes have been as good as I've seen Lane United finishes ever. There's a couple of outside the box finishes in some friendlies, but nothing that was on the caliber of the diving.
You have to do it in PDL.
You've got to do it in PDL play.
Friendlies is just
this is a big game, big players making big plays. Shepfertal will again get that ball. Now Binder on it. Two of the best from Lane United so far in this first half. LeGros ball.
There is his ball again, yeah. Now it's time for Akeem to go.
Well,
although with 1 minute, you just want to keep possession and going to the restroom, to the locker room with 2-0, showing complete superiority. And I think that's what they are going to try to do. If the other team is not going to open any space, if they are not going to expose themselves, you don't have to at this moment in the game.
Shepfertal to Dotson, back to Stadler, and across for LeGros. Can't imagine we'll have much stoppage time in this first half. We've only had about 4 whistles.
I'm not gonna say anything because again,
But
we can
we've
be
learned.
surprised.
We've learned.
No way there is going to be a stoppage time today. I just said it. Sorry. I mean, it's good for us. It's more spectacle, but oof. That's a yellow.
Vision there, and that.
But because it's the third foul of the game, it's not part of the Biblia of the game. So we are going to have more playing time just because of this. And maybe we get the third one. Hopefully Matthias is aware that is definitely the last play of the game. So you put the ball on the box and we'll see.
See if he can put the ball on the penalty spot. Have it come
Shoot
back
it,
for somebody.
shoot it, Matt.
Matt Coffey hits it back for Legros. Legros knocked down. That's a foul.
Another one. We have a stoppage time
And that's
today.
a yellow card.
We have a stoppage time after 3 fouls in the first half.
Well, there's been some there's some history with these two teams. It certainly hasn't looked anything like a chippy physical affair tonight, but we've seen perhaps the most dramatic moment in Lane United history that's not involving a goal was against the Sounders, not last year, but the year before.
We'll see this free kick by Matthias. Hopefully he's feeling it, and he gives us something more special to think about tonight.
Here's Bender. He'll put it on goal! Yes! Who's next?
Who is next? Exactly. These are the guys you feed from each other, and everyone is gonna take a little bit of a risk, and that's when you feel that you are enjoying the game. That's when you remember you start playing the game when you were 10, 9 years old, and it was all fun. This is looking like that. This is looking like that. Who is next, as you said, Isaac? This is what you are thinking right now, and I want to be the next one.
Well, it's going to be an interesting halftime for sure in that Seattle Sounders dressing room. And I think the Lane United dressing room is going to be a pretty good place to be for the next 15 minutes. They absolutely dominated that half, but more importantly than dominating the half, they finished not 1, not 2, but 3 goals, and all of them were outstanding.
And in previous games, sometimes the goals by Lane were against the run of play, like Jordan Jones creating something out of nothing. Not today. Today was complete domination, showing superiority to the team that was tied for the first position. So this gives us reason when we are saying that this is a great team in the making. This is a great roster, and hopefully Reds continue to play this way because it's going to be so much fun for everyone. So much.
Well, we are going to take a quick break here. I think I've got to pinch myself to make sure that those goals were real, and we will be back with you in a little bit to discuss them. Don't you go anywhere.
I thought of you driving back.
All of it.
to on Seattle.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well worth it.
Can we get out this way?
Kind of like fluid. We'll get it out of the net.
Alright, we'll be right back.
Well, that was one.
Seattle Center U23 on Lady United FC. Players and staff, this is FC Field.
Right.
Thank you.
One field, one side group. The outside
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
De nuevo, ¿qué pasa?
De nuevo.
¿Aquí hay alguien sentado?
Sí. No, yo estoy aquí. Vamos todos.
Pero ahora yo no tengo el brazo a mí.
Cuidado, serio, Claudio.
Un abrazo, hombre.
¿Qué? ¿Qué? Sí, ¿no?
All right, well, back here for the second half. It was as good or better of a 45 minutes in the first half than you could have even scripted from a Lane United standpoint. 3 of the best goals that we have seen this team score, certainly this season and really ever in their short time in the PDL. Nick Moon got it started in the 7th minute with a diving header, and then 2 goals pretty quickly toward the end of the first half. Casey Chubb-Fertal and Matthias Binder, and another excellent set of strikes with those 2. But back now for this second 45 minutes, and anything can happen here. If the Sounders can get a quick one, going to be an interesting rest of the game. If they press too hard and open up themselves on the counter, we could see some high numbers on the home side of the scoreboard.
Yeah, emotions play a great part in this game. So for sure, if Sounders get 1 goal, and then because of that, the momentum changes, and they start feeling good about themselves, for sure. We have seen more crazy things in soccer, anytime, everywhere. But first thing we see is that both teams are still playing with the same lineups. So same lineups and same formation as well. So Sabatsky has decided to continue on the surface the same way. And I don't know to what extent that's saying that there is a plan B or not for Sounders, or is just only going to be more a mental change, trying to switch it on that regard.
Does that surprise you at all to see not much more of a change from the Sounders in the second half? Does it surprise you to see the Sounders not changing in the second half?
Yes, I am surprised. But again, you can change completely the way you play, even with the same players. But we'll see. We'll have to wait the first 5 minutes, and then to get conclusions about Sounders' play, but also about Lane. Okay, because again, this is you are playing against someone. So if Lane allows Sounders to get back in the game, that's also another thing that might happen. Then everything is easier for Sounders, even if they don't change much. So hopefully Lane United keep the foot of the pedal.
Matthias Binder wins the call there. He'll get it started just playing back for Akeem Ward. Ward draws 2 men towards him, and then Binder shoved down again. And now we're starting to see the impact on the game we've seen Matthias Binder have. He's going to draw another yellow card as he was shoved in the back there.
Okay, interesting. First, what we were mentioning before. One thing the coach has said them is, hey, we have to make ourselves present in the game. We have to be more physical. We have to make Lane feel uncomfortable. If we have to make fouls, so there is a referee to call them, and that's the first thing we have seen already.
Well, that free kick played long toward Jordan Jones, then back towards Binder again.
Now that said, I think the ref giving a yellow carding means that he is very aware of that, and he want to take control of the change of mentality on Sounders and the aggressivity they want to put into the game.
Back down for Zambrano. Zambrano with 2 white shirts collapsing around him has it taken away, but the long pass will go only as far as Stadler, who's able to play it back to Mireas all the way to the Lane United box. And back for the Reds again. Brief flash of a chance or of an attack from the Sounders, but it disappeared pretty quickly. Now that's chipped toward the box. That's a little bit better, but Chubb Fertal does enough to affect it. Now the Sounders with it again. That cross going for the sort of half bicycle kick there was parallel with the ground almost when he got the shot off. And
that was a good opportunity for Sounders. They had numbers on the box, and I don't think that was the best decision to be made there. You can take a touch to control the ball better, and then trying to have a higher probability shot instead of that very difficult shot.
But it seems like the kind of night that we could have seen a goal like that scored.
If you are Lane United player,
if you're wearing red.
I don't know about Sounders yet.
The Sounders
when you are
maybe
3-0, I don't know if that's the play I want. But, taking risk is always good.
Now it's Binder again all the way on the opposite side. Crossing that towards the Reds want a corner and they'll get it.
And it's clear that Sounders is more aggressive. They have making more tackles. They have been using their hands. They have just fighting for the position much more than they were in the first half.
Zambrano toward Jones, and a little bit of jersey pulling there.
And that's why the referees are starting to whistle to blow the whistle more. What about the win, Isaac?
It feels like a cliche to bring it up. We mention it multiple times a game, but
it's
a factor. It really is a factor.
It's getting stronger, right?
And it always does seem to get a little bit stronger in the second half. Stadler does well to meet that. And that's going to be the Reds' ball. Subs warming for Seattle, pretty much their whole bench getting warm.
I would say, there are 2 ways also. Probably what Sabaski has said is, hey, you guys, or this starting 11 that I have put together has been the one giving us the 3-0. So I am giving you 15 minutes to show me that you are able to reverse this. If you don't do any other thing, I'm going to sub. That's sometimes what happens in these situations. You don't just make the subs instantly. You look to the eyes to the players and say, okay, this group has 15 more minutes to go, and see if you can reverse the situation that you have produced, kind of. And that might be the mindset of the halftime.
Played right to Nick Moon there. Don't think Lane United even expected that to be as easy as it was to get the ball to the box, and Moon with the shot off will create a corner kick. Another set piece opportunity for the Reds. Matthias Binder to take it.
The Reds like the short, yep.
And back to Binder now to the top of the box. A little miscommunication there. The Sounders with a chance, but that one will go all the way to Mireas, well out of his box, but always in control. McGrow down for Jordan Jones, and Jones will play it wide. Zambrano trying to make a lot happen there. And the Sounders now breaking. They can play it wide. They do look to play it to that Far side corner now towards the middle. And knocked down. Reds take it away. They have a chance to break. Long ball towards Moon, but played down by the center back of the Sounders. Sam Jones, the number 5. One chested down by Lane United for Zambrano. Keeping it alive is Brandon Zambrano. Back to Coffee, and now another long ball that Jordan Jones is going to get on his horse and try to chase down. He'll get there in the corner, but now he's got to slow up and wait for somebody else to be there. Poked away from him. Not much of a recipe for the Sounders, though, and they've got to let that go all the way back to Christensen.
One player that is very hungry in this second half is Jordan Jones. He hasn't scored, and he's having so much fun this season for Lane that I'm sure he's waiting for that moment to put the ball in the net, and and so yeah, that's some players are really looking for this second half for the Reds, and they have to show it.
If we told you at the beginning of the game that Lane United was going to have 3 goals at the half, you'd probably wager Jordan Jones to have had at least one of those. Other faces contributing for the Reds tonight, which is always great. Now a chance for the Sounders!
Excellent.
And they score. Great ball.
Excellent goal. Okay.
And 3-1 before the 60th minute. It's what we talked about. It's a quick goal from the Sounders.
We have about to happen one of the possible scenarios. Sounders, without doing much, I would say, just changing a little bit their mindset, being a little bit more aggressive, and then Lane taking it too easy, taking it too casual, not just putting pressure, not keeping the ball, allowing Sounders to be back in the game, kind of. It was a great play by Derek Johnson. We mentioned him in the first half. He was not fit enough. Okay, let's see this play.
Now here's Nick Moon. Immediate response from Lane United, perhaps, and getting in the way of it was the Sounders there, but Matthias Binder wins it back. Zambrano on the ball. Go ahead.
We mentioned that Derek Johnson is a capable player. He's talented, and he produced a great chance on the left flank, and he was finished by Adam Jones, another great player by them. And we'll see. Seems that we have a match.
Foul there against Lane United.
And this is the best that Sounders do, playing these free kicks with Adam Johnson, the specialist, the one that just scored. So he's gonna put a very sweet ball for those big dudes in the box. This is a crucial moment.
Played in. It is a dangerous one, and it's Akeem Ward coming to the rescue, putting his foot through that, and it goes all the way back for Christensen. Christensen's halfway to the midfield stripe before he unloaded on that one. He's trying to push his team up the pitch. Long throw toward the box again from the Sounders as they're trying to get a second quick one and continue to make a game of this. Good shot there. It was Johnson again, I believe.
Jones. Number 20, right?
Jones, yeah 20.
Yeah. Adam Jones, actually, he's twin brother, I think, with Calgary Foothills players, Kyle Jones. So they play in 2 different PDL teams, and they are both very talented players, especially some free kicks. So we will see his brother in 3 weeks or so. It's going to take a little bit with Calgary, with Foothills.
Calgary, until proven otherwise, the class of this Northwest Division. Immediate success for Foothills. Another dangerous throw from the Sounders, and now it's Lane United a little bit on the back foot over these last couple of moments. But Akeem Ward got in the way of that one again. Only as far as a Sounders shirt. And now Seattle trying to play right toward the middle. And now they go wide again. Crossed in, and that wasn't the design of that. Matt Coffey trying to win that one. No one there for Lane United. Diving in to try and get a foot on it was Moon, and eventually Binder wins it back for the Reds, and now Coffey to Chubb for Tall.
Meanwhile, minute 57, I think it's been like a minute or so, Sounders have made their first substitution. John Dale, number 15, is in the game, and he's in for for Sam Jones, one of the center backs. So what they did now is just put in their holding mid, Connor Antley, as a center back, and they have put Dale as a holding midfielder.
Jordan Jones now trying to play that to the middle, and I don't think everyone was on the same page. Sounders able to poke it away, and Christensen collects it, puts the boot through it.
Minute 59, and Lane United coaching staff, I'm sure, is a little concerned right now, because the thing that you want to avoid is the second one. 3-1 is still that, okay, you have some separation, but 3-2 is going to be panic moment for Lane United. So you have to regain possession right now for the Reds. Hopefully they don't want to just go for the fourth. They wanted to go back to what is best for them, and it's just playing the right way. You need to dictate the game again, otherwise the game is going to punish you.
And another dangerous set-piece opportunity for the Reds. Looks like it will be Binder once again. This one has the look of a ball into the box more than a shot. Played through back post for Jones, and couldn't quite get that one.
That was a sweet ball, sweet delivery by Matthias.
But Binder has had an excellent game tonight. So many Lane United players individually having great games. And good job from LeGros to earn that ball. Zambrano is fouled. 61st minute, another set-piece opportunity coming up. So Binder for the service again. Has big targets in the box. They'll play it for him. They get it down, and inches away from 4-1.
Yeah, Matthias has, that's why he has scored, because he's feeling his touch today, it's clear. There are some games in which every time you touch the ball, you put it right where you want it. And Matthias is doing it that today. And as you mentioned, he's having a good game overall. But it's time to regain the midfield for Matthias, for Matt, Zambrano. Right now, it's Sounders the one dictating, as you can see. There is the right fullback going attack. This is the moment for Sounders to get back in the game.
Sounders with the unforced turnover there. Falling into touch. And Reds with the long throw up on the far sideline. Now the long ball there. Can Nick Moon win that one? He does. Jordan Jones coming to support, but Moon will just hold on to it for the moment. Now Zambrano. Zambrano too fancy and lost the ball there, but right back for the Reds, but before that the whistle. 63rd minute, the Sounders with the restart.
Same philosophy, let's be in the moment. This is not good for Lane. It's just, there is no enough urgency to get the ball back. There is no enough pressure, and the team looks just a little bit disjointed in their lines. So it's making the job too easy for Sounders. When you are down 3-0, you feel like a mountain. And it's not like that right now.
tried to get to that one, but it will in fact fall for the Sounders, and maybe even more dangerous. It'll be a corner coming up for the Sounders.
And there he goes, the specialist, the goal scorer, Adam Jones. He's gonna deliver a very dangerous ball for Lane's defense. It's Antley, Reinica, Derek Johnson, Maka Keane. Oof! Oof! And it was Matt Reinica getting the head in the near post.
'64th minute, after the dangerous corner kick. A chance for maybe the Reds now to establish themselves again. They haven't looked as dominant, or really the same even, in the second half.
Now look, the ball is back in attack for Sounders so easy. Oof.
Outside the box, and shot taken there.
The only player warming up for the Reds is Jaime Miralles, and of course he's a midfielder. He can play any position in the midfield. Right now, the more important thing will be to regain the possession and to regain the midfield. I don't know if the coaching staff is thinking about maybe making a sub of putting him in for one forward, trying to get back to have the control of the game. But something has to be done because, again, second goal will be panic mode for the Reds, I think. And a boost of energy for Sounders.
And the Sounders, this way that Christensen's taking this goal kick is any indication, maybe trying to take the pace of this game up a little bit. They've got 2 goals to make up and 25 minutes to do it, and doesn't take more than a couple of seconds to score a goal.
Again, Isaac, it takes 15 seconds to score a goal. So
you can't get caught watching that clock either if you're Lane United. Got to take this game to its conclusion.
Exactly. Yep.
Binder trying to play that forward. It'll come back. Zambrano won it to Chubb for tall, and now the Reds pressured but able to keep the ball. Now the Sounders collecting it. Keem Ward got a touch to that, but it almost played it right perfectly for the Sounder attacker.
It's just much more decisive by the Sounders. They are not second thinking or second guessing the pass they are going to do it. They are just doing it, executing, and if they don't get the clean pass, they go for the second ball. Oof!
Right across, and
he's getting close.
The rescue
he's
was
getting
the
close.
Red center back there. Now in the box and dangerous for the Sounders. Earning a foul there is Lane United once more.
Knocking on the door.
And that knocking's getting louder from the Sounders too.
Well, on the other hand, this is good, honestly. This is a soccer match, and it's good that the opponent is showing resiliency, showing that they want to get back into the game. It's showing opposition, and it's showing also that Lane United has to progress and trying to play just more minutes, more longer stretches. It was phenomenal in the first half, as we said, but so far 22 minutes in the second half is not looking that good. So definitely space to improve for the Reds.
Christensen on top of it, and the Sounders able to build from the back. Played down for...
Great job by number 16 from the goal, honestly.
Just
Connor
bullied off the
Endley,
ball.
yeah, he has been protagonist of many plays.
Now attacking again are the Sounders. That shot comes through, deflected, and flag comes up. But it's been been nervous.
Yeah, let me tell you this. Lane United is already a little bit fortunate not to have conceded the second goal, I would say. That was a great play by number 27, showing his skill set right there.
Still not much activity on the Reds bench. A couple of guys warming now, though.
Yeah, now it's Macchioni, Isma Fernandez, and I don't know if Miralles is still warming up. I can see him now warming up.
Played across and not good enough. Sounders take it back.
I think it's just Isma and Macchioni. Before it was Miralles, the one warming up.
Sounders again using the flanks. Both teams, when they've been successful, have been successful playing wide and then coming back to the middle. And it's the Sounders now again. Crossed in, and Miralles pounces on it. And like we've said before, security collects it, holds on to it, and that'll let the Reds set up. Goal kick the direction of Jordan Jones. Sounders have to just boot that one into touch in front of the Lane United bench, so just like that, 50 plus yards of space gained. Throw in there, and maybe miscommunication, maybe it was just read well by the Sounders, but they took it right from Lane United, and they'll take it right to Lane United now on the counterattack. Coffey, though, puts the foot down, got in front of that one, and draws the foul there.
How you see the change of mind in Sounders? Number 27, we haven't seen him doing a single 1v1 in the first 45 minutes. He has done in good spots 2-3 times already. It's just do your job, be aggressive with the ball, be aggressive without the ball, and so that's what you have to do. But sometimes it takes too much time as a soccer player to assert yourself, and also because the rest of the team is not feeling it. As a team, you just change the mentality, and everyone is just taking those risks, as Lane United was doing in the first half.
We had the restart there, but we weren't, not all parties ready for it. We'll do it one more time. Binder knocks it down and again circles back to keep control of it. Back to Stadler, and here's this pressure on Stadler, Legros, and Miralles from the Sounders. Able to knock it forward. Now Jordan Jones with the chance. Jordan Jones keeps it with him in the box. He shoots, but too high, wide, and not entirely handsome on that one.
And we had another substitution by Sounders. Is number 12, Edward Na, who is now in the game for Sandbekok, just playing as a right winger.
Into the box it goes, and out into touch. Goal kick.
We also have to mention that Sounders is playing another game against Timbers U23 on Sunday, so they are probably also managing the roster for the game coming up.
Definitely one of the challenges from a coaching perspective in this league. The schedule is a beast. You can have 2 games in as little as 48 hours, sometimes even less than that. Known Calgary especially to be involved on their road trips and back-to-back games. Nick Moon now. Moon got it through one man, but couldn't get it past the rest of them, and now Seattle with the chance on the counter once more. Pressure building from Seattle. Shot through and now back wide, edge of the box. Sizing up Akeem Ward. Now back outside the box, now to the middle again, and Reyes in the right position. Good strong hands.
All good done except for the shot. Too easy for Miralles. Again, it's just unfortunately Lane United is just making it easy, and Sounders is knocking the door, as you said, a lot. And we could say that they have already deserved that second goal. Still waiting for the Reds to show up in this second half.
Here come
There
the
we go
Sounders again. They get it in the box. And,
That's a handball.
That looked a lot
And
like it.
now they are calling
And-
it. Oh.
The linesman put his flag up.
Oh, okay.
About,
I don't know if I
10
want to
seconds or
say
so.
what I just seen. So the assistant just put the flag up, and the ref said, no, I disagree with your call. And the center is the one that commands the game. So that was the center call.
Assistant referees, very much the assistants. And I think if you're watching this game somewhere north of the Columbia, wearing blue or green, I think you've got a complaint on that one. But again, we don't have the viewing angle that the center referee does.
Neither is our job.
Nor is it our job.
Right.
There's only one man in this arena whose job it is to make that call, and he said no. Now Lane United pressuring again. Coffee on the ball. Out wide for Dotson. That shot through, and it's going to be a corner for Lane United. Jordan Jones did a good job to pressure Christensen there. Wasn't able to collect that ball cleanly and had no choice but to knock it out of play.
And to win games, you also need those plays to be in your favor. There are going to be many other games in which it's going to happen the opposite, and you have to play through. The ref does his job, and the players do their job. It's nothing new in soccer.
Ball played in, knocked down, and now for Dotson, top of the box. Hassani Dotson, taken away by the Sounders. Akeem Ward, though, intercepts that transition ball. And now Dotson on it again. Dotson toward the sideline, draws a couple of guys to him, and one of them is able to take that ball away. Clarence goes right to the middle and is headed forward by Lane United. Now knocked down. Good job, Bender with it. Now wide for Jordan Jones. Jones with the shot! And he's hungry, Jordan Jones. He's very hungry.
Well done, well done. Every pass was right where it should be. And also his finish with the left foot, just taking one touch to control it and then shoot it. It was well done. And so the subs, the decision by the coaching staff is just put in another forward. It's a different forward because McKinney plays more in between lines than Nick Moon, but it's not the midfield. So it's more like, okay, now the play is wide open and we go for the fourth goal instead of just going for controlling the pace of the game. So it's McKinney for Nick Moon. Great performance by Nick Moon, right?
Absolutely. Had the first goal that got us started tonight. Beautiful diving header of a finish. Now Zambrano 1v1, and that was poked away from him, so it'll be a throw in close to the corner flag. He'll put the ball down and let Akeem Ward take it and see if the Reds maybe try to get some distance on this one. Instead, they play it short, keep possession. And Ward again. Ward for Macchione, back to Ward.
We are about to get into the minutes in which Akeem Ward decides to go higher, just because. Yes, because he feels the space and he's gonna show it. And
Makion with the chance, push forward.
And then it
Now
goes.
Jones with the finish, and it's 4-1.
there the
A poacher's goal if there ever was one from Jordan Jones, but they all count just the same. And the Sounders are going to try and get this one started again as quickly as they can, but the
Yeah.
Reds in no hurry.
the soccer gods are dictating that today's Lane United game, and it was a great assist by guess who, Matt Coffey, and then McKinney, and then Jones. Which I have no idea how many goals he's gonna score this season, but a lot. If he keeps healthy, he's gonna score so much for this team.
So 4-1. Jordan Jones finally puts himself on the score sheet, cleaning up the trash left by Makion. All set up by a great pass from Matt Coffey. And Jones is run into. It's been a great night for Lane United so far. Still 12 minutes left. And then we will expect to have some stoppage time in this second half, but whoever really knows.
And Lane United keeps proving that is the most prolific scorer team in the league and probably around the PDL.
Going to be a force to be reckoned with, and this is a Sounders team that was on the PDL entire Western Conference power rankings at number 4, just behind Calgary at number 3, the highest ranked Northwest Division team, and maybe a shakeup coming at the top of the Northwest Division. We'll see. Certainly still work to be done for Lane, and has to be said the Sounders could have had 2 and maybe on top of that an additional PK, but even if you give them the benefit of the doubt on both of those, it's still 4-3, and it's tough to contend with a team that can score as many goals as the Reds are proving they can score.
Yes.
Substitute coming up. 2 subs coming up for the Reds. Matthias Binder looks to be one exiting.
And Miralles goes in, and then is Zambrano.
Zambrano for, is that Isma?
Yeah, I think so.
And 2 players exiting for Lane United that have had stellar nights, Binder especially. Long throw into the box, dangerous for Seattle. Across now to the 6-yard box, and that one took a deflection, but that could have been a goal for Seattle. Throw in, they get it started again immediately. 82nd minute. Trying to switch the play, and what have we been talking about all night? That ball caught a little bit of the wind. So Reds get it started again. Long throw toward the midfield stripe. Has to be chased down by Seattle and played all the way back.
Yeah, you were mentioning the rankings. I am not very fond of those rankings, but one thing is true is that other opponents and just in the division, but also around the PDL, they are gonna start just looking and seeing that Jordan Jones is scoring like crazy, and that the rest are scoring a lot, and so yes, people. Opponents are gonna start looking just more closely to Reds. That's for sure. They are gonna try to refine their scouting reports more, because these are just signs of how good this thing can be.
And Coffey plays a good long
pass
ball
by
there,
Mike. And that's the win.
A little bit too much on it.
Okay, the moment to praise Matt Coffey. Playing as the holding. Today he was the true holding midfielder. and he has been solid. He has been very solid.
Bouncing around all sorts of directions in the center of the park, and now Seattle will play it to the back line. 83rd minute.
One more thing to say. Okay, maybe the win is not on dispute, but if these two teams are tied at the end of the season, this might be a very, very important game, because there are only 2 games in between these two teams. Today's game and in a week in Sunset Stadium, I think. So it's a head-to-head, and you have to win also the goal differential and this kind of thing. So these 10 minutes might be very important, and we might recall these minutes at the end of the season.
I think that's
because I believe that together with Calgary, Sounders is going to be in the conversation with the Reds and probably with Timbers U23 as well.
Another dangerous ball in. That one taken on the excuse me, the first time shot went across, and
the ref decided to mute his voice and not call anything on that play. Arguably a foul. And we also have Vicente Mora in the game. He's in for Matt Coffey, so everyone in the attacking positions except for in the mid and forward positions except for Hassani Dodson and Jordan Jones has been subbed.
Another foul against the Sounders there.
So one thing moving forward for the Reds is just continue to build on that back four. I don't know how many changes John Gallas is gonna make to the Akeem, Mitch Lagro, John Stalder, Casey. I think it's looking better and better. And now they have to trying to build more stability for the team with the holding mids moving forward, especially when they play away.
As Sonny Dotson turns on the Jets there. And now we'll circle back toward midfield. Played down for Mirayas. And Akeem Ward now. Sounders again, but Legros onto the ball there, headed forward by Mora. And Isma Fernandez wants to get himself involved. He may take it away and nearly set it up for Jones instead, but he's been sitting and watching everyone else have fun all night, and Isma Fernandez wanting to add his name to the score sheet. When we'll roll all the way down and eventually picked up for the throw by the Sounders. 87th minute. 3 minutes and change plus whatever stoppage time the soccer gods decide to give us. Reyes knocks it down, and Maquion with the touch. Another throw in for the Sounders. Dying moments of this one. Attacking again are the Sounders, and Reds doing a little bit better to get in the way of that one than they were parts of this second half. Knocked down forward, the Reds chasing it. Isma Fernandez pressuring the back line. The Sounders just try to knock it up the pitch. Throw in coming for Seattle. 88th minute. And Ward pokes that one towards Mora. Mora plays it wide. Now back to the middle lane, United taking their time a bit. Isma Fernandez tried to get a foot on that one. And now the Sounders in transition. But right there's Legros. And Akeem Ward able to win the ball there. More good play from Akeem.
And more good play by Mitch Legros. They both work so well together. It's clear that they train the whole year together and they understand each other, they help each other, they feel more comfortable. It's only gonna get better for Lane, thanks to Mitch and thanks to his understanding on playing with Akeem. And then we also mentioning Jonathan Stadler in there. And Casey has been part of this team for many years, so you suddenly have a backline that really knows each other and know how to play each other. And that's not so normal thing here in PDL. So that's a kind of a privilege that Lane United has.
Yeah, you've got multiple quality forwards on this Lane United team, a back line that knows how to play with each other, great talent in the midfield. I mean, the pieces are really there. And
yes,
that tonight, there were parts of the second half that didn't look as good as the rest of the game, but on the whole tonight, just a great performance from Lane United.
Yeah, there is no perfect game, or maybe, but usually there is no perfect game. But Lane conceded too much in the kind of almost 30 minutes in the second half. But today is a step forward in any case, that's for sure.
Another chance for the Sounders, and Stadler again able to collect it and clear.
We mentioned at the beginning of the game or in the pre-game, Sounders had received just 1 goal in 4 games. And today, 90 minutes, they have received 4. So it shows the capacity and the ability of Lane United players to just break the other team's defenses.
Reyes will take his time before putting his boot through that one. We are now into second half stoppage time.
Not only that, we haven't mentioned their goalie, Christensen, but he is a very good goalie, very well recognized in NCAA. He plays for UP. I think he's going to be a senior, so he's a great goalie as well, and he had received 4. So, again, it's only talking about the same thing, the capacity of Lane to score. That's why the goals have to be so good.
And it's not really that there's much of anything Christensen could have done on those goals, but sometimes as a goalkeeper, it's about making the saves that you shouldn't, not just the ones that you should, and stealing your team the points.
Except for the one of Matias, because of the wall and maybe the read of the way Matias touched the ball, I think he had nothing to do in the other 3 goals.
Well, moments left now.
Stoppage time.
Vicente Mora unloaded on that one from 40 yards out. It hit somebody in the back before it got any farther. And the Sounders now with a chance. Goal difference, really what they're playing for at this point.
I would say so, and we can look, it's far away, but if we look to Darren Sabaski, the coach, he's super active, and so I don't know if it's just because, that's the way he wants their players to finish the game, or is because he's thinking on that.
Chance for the Sounders. They've had their chances in the second half, and
yes, that might be a question I will make to him at the end of the game.
He will chucks it right into the chest of his own player to get the ball, get the throw-in underway.
Ooh.
Stadler knocks that down.
Oof.
Fell right to the number 6, Trevor Jensen, and that would have been a spectacular finish as well. Seattle's been close on a couple of those too that would have been right up there with the goals scored by Lane United tonight.
Yes, those are the things that you have to watch on video. see how those plays were produced, what happened in the midfield, or where Lane just broke down to make it sometimes too easy for Sounders to produce a goal opportunity.
Referee.
Also because of we were mentioning that next game is against Sounders Lane United. So what happens here is going to be watched very carefully by coaches in order to prepare for the next game. Oh, that was too optimistic.
A little optimistic there. Christensen was a bit out of his net, but not enough. But that will do it. A couple of blasts on the whistle, and that's full time here at the Les Schwab Sports Park. 4-1. Your final Lane United play, start to finish. They weren't perfect, like you said, but really they've been as good as we've seen them all season, and that first half in particular, as good as maybe they've ever looked.
Yes, that's what I think, and there are a lot of positives. There are things that you can look again and trying to improve for next game. So this is an excellent match for them. They needed to win this one. Now they are right there in the conversation for the top of the league, and I think that's what is expected for this team. So again, great performance, and I'm gonna try to find whoever I can, coaches and players, to know firsthand what they felt about the game.
Alrighty, well we will take a break while Iñaki goes down to try and get himself an interview, but don't you go anywhere. There should be some good ones.
All differences might be important at the end of the season.
I'm knowing Darren. I think he's just coming here to kick our ass and get 3 points. You know, he'll think about that crap later. You know, maybe he should think about it. I don't know. But at the end of the day, I know Darren very well. His teams are very combative, and they get after you. They bring a ton of energy, and his mentality was to come in here and get 3 points. And you saw that they fought till the very end.
And last question, as you mentioned, in the second half, Sounders was pushing more, and there were moments in which Lane was more dubitative. So what are the things from that part that you should be continue to work on?
Well, it's certainly transition, you know, and the quality we need, both the big ball over the top and pick up second balls and then link up 1 or 2 passes and then break. We had half chances. We had a few chances we created on the break, but our quality wasn't as good on the break as I thought we could have been to ice the game earlier, you know. And I thought, you know, we showed great character in dealing with all that, but we also were a little naive at times, you know, so we need to learn from that and grow, and this game gave us a little everything. Seattle possessed at times, and they broke us down. Set pieces, they threw numbers at us. We had to transition, we could keep it at times. I mean, the last goal was beautiful. We had a little bit of everything. So we got to learn from that and be prepared in 7 days to do it again up in Seattle, which would be more difficult for us.
And now Lane is really up top in the league, right? With Calgary and with Sounders.
We're on 7, so next week is more important. Because obviously Sounders, I don't know what happened tonight with Calgary.
Let's look now at the results, right?
But next week's obviously our focus now and most important, because if we win that or get a point, we're still on the hunt with games against Calgary coming up as well. So it's a very positive step for us.
Yeah. Thank you. Gallus.
Me toca prensa, Iñaki Gonzalo.
Hi, Vicente.
Hi.
Impressions about the game?
It was, in my opinion, a normal first half, but the team was scoring well. We got 3 goals, and always is great, but I think, in my opinion, we must to improve our soccer. But in the second half, the team was very good at the beginning to the end, and finally we got the 3 points. That is important.
And okay, I want to ask you about your goals individually for this season with Lane.
So, and I don't like talk about just me, but everyone who scored goals is important for Lane United, and we have a team philosophy, and we want to improve each game, practice soccer, play soccer, and got the 3 points through playing soccer. So scoring goals is well, obviously, but good.
Okay. Next game, there is another game against Sounders. How do you think this game is going to transfer to the other game? Do you think they are going to be much more aggressive when you go there and play against them at their place, the Sounders?
One thing is clear: we must to be aggressive each game, and we have that idea. We follow that idea, and we follow that philosophy, and we are agree with our way to play soccer. But we try improve. We try score more goals. We try get more position, and it's just the thing which we want. So the next game against Sanders or some team, we will do it.
Okay, have fun.
Thanks, you too.
Thank you. And with that said, here pretty much everyone is already going to locker rooms or going to their places. Thank you to everyone that watched this broadcasting. Back to you, Isaac.
And thank you, Iñaki. We'll wrap it up, put a bow on it real quickly here. We knew coming in this was going to be a Sounders team, or we thought we knew, was going to be tight defensively. Of 4 PDL games so far this season, they had allowed 1 goal. 7 minutes in, Nick Moon got us started with the diving header, and then a pair of back-to-back goals with Casey Chupfertal, Matthias Binder at the end of the first half. Seattle did look a lot better in the second half, was able to claw 1 back before Jordan Jones finally added his name to the scoring column. 4-1, the final score for Lane United. A big 3 points and a big +3 in the goal difference for the Reds. That may have an impact at the end of the season in a relatively short campaign like the PDL, but in the end, it's only 1 game. As good as all those goals looked and as good as the 3 points feel, Lane United going to be back at it 7 days from now in the Seattle area against the same Seattle Sounders team, and that's going to be a fantastic game as well. So one last time for Iñaki Gonzalo, I'm Isaac Rosenthal. Thank you so much for listening, and have a great night.